I'm Zini Abraham, and this is Project Create Peace. I have a pile of stuff here I want to show you, but first I want to tell you where this idea came from. I watched a video in Spanish about a guy named Billy Meyer who talked to aliens, and he had a symbol that looked like this, or maybe it'll be over here, and it got me thinking because he was talking in this video in Spanish with subtitles. They were talking about what this symbol meant, and I was really taken with it. So I decided I was going to try to make my own. Well, mine came out a little bit different than that symbol, and it looks something like this. And I'm sure my ring light is just going to totally wreck that. So I'll throw in the picture of it so you can see it. But this is where this came from. And this was in February of 2023. So the whole time I was creating this peace symbol, I was just filled with ideas. I was just running with the whole concept. I've got to get people making this. I've got to get more people doing this. We've got to get people reimagining peace. We've got to get people thinking about a future that isn't filled with fear. So as soon as I got the first one done, I got excited and I had to create another one because I wanted to show this one again, the ring light's playing a game. So we'll put up a picture of it. This one I wanted to show just how different you could make them. So I was trying to do a compare and contrast in that effort. And I loved it. I was thinking about how the concept of an idea of mass and matter became what we are today because something created all of this that's going on. And it absolutely fascinates me. So this was in January and February of 2023. And even before I got the second one done, I already had a nonprofit, but we had been wiped out by the pandemic because we were going to do art with the elderly in nursing homes. And the 18 months of lockdown and the fact that I ended up taking a different trajectory on my life took me away from that passion, which I still want to go back to. But I think that this is going to open up new avenues for that even. So I had a little bit of money in our nonprofit fund and I wasn't quite sure what direction we were going to go. So I called a board meeting and I said, hey, you guys, here's this new idea. And I showed them, I created a whole PowerPoint presentation for my 5 good friends who are on the board with me. And they said, run with it. We love it. It's fantastic. Because really our passion at Ageless Art is that we know that art helps you feel better. So it doesn't matter who it is. We just want you to feel better by doing art because we know that it works. Science proves it. So that was in March. In April, I created this little deal because we were going to do, a friend of mine who's also on my board, Jen, and I were going to do Chalk the Walk in Mount Vernon, which is obviously a sidewalk chalk festival. And it was going to be our unveiling of Project Create Peace. So we did that, and you can see those pictures here. And everything was just going along, and I was creating my own stencils because I have one of those little silhouette cutters, and I was struggling. I had uploaded the original picture, and I was trying to make the stencil, and quite honestly, the software was old, and it just was really challenging me. But I did make enough stencils that I had a few people who came through our place and camped for the summer, and I got them creating peace. So I spent the summer of 2023 creating peace with a bunch of people on my property, which was amazing. Summer solstice, June of 2023, I had a group of friends here and we all created peace. That was amazing too. And everyone who has created it says they actually feel more at peace. They understand it. The time to create peace is not the time to solve all your other problems. It's the time to find peaceful thoughts about the future, a belief that the future is going to be fearless. So here's a few examples of the people that came through, and you can see that my stencil was quite large. This is a great big piece of paper, and it took quite a few hours to get this done. So it wasn't realistic for our workshop idea. But I did get people, even from the UK. We had a gal named Saskia visiting, and she created peace. So I was feeling like I was making a difference. I was getting people on other continents to make peace with me. Then we had artist Nancy Anderson come through, and she is with the Museum of Boulder. I have a note here about it. Museum of Boulder, Nancy Anderson with Sweetbird Studios. She came through with her beautiful Airstream, and she and I started working on a collage, which I haven't gotten back to, but that's one of my very next things, because I've been developing the workshop with watercolor pencil, because I need something that I can take to different places and easily pack up and carry and not have a whole bunch of waste. So I was trying to find a suitable medium that would allow me to bring all the art supplies to a place, but not have, basically acrylic is plastic, not having a bunch of leftover paint and plastic and yucky brushes and all that to mess with. So I have found watercolor pencils, and they are quite delightful. I ended up ordering as many different kinds as I could find that seemed reasonable, because I wanted to get the very best pencils. I know how frustrating it is to work with a medium that isn't of very good quality, and I wanted people to make this and feel confident. And lots of people who have made these now have said, I got to go out and get myself some watercolor pencils. So, haha, in October, I attended this great party by a friend, and there was an artist there, Missa Kaufman, and her partner Marios were there, and Marios offered to help me with my stencils. So now I have this beautiful stencil to work with, and we are still in the process of refining this and getting this to fit inside our booklet, which I must have put away, but here we go. I'll show you. So through November and December and January, I worked on this booklet. Ta-da-da. And I've got pages of information in here about what peace is all about. And this is the instruction page. And then where it came from and what each of the elements mean. Obviously, you can't read that with the on your little screen right there. But if you send us a donation for $25 or more, you get the stencil and the booklet. Ta-da! So now we have something to offer you so that you can get creating peace. We are in the process of getting our website going and getting this off the ground. So I would say in the next week or two, that's what we have going. And in that process of getting the stencil going, we've shrunk it down a little bit. We'll get this right up there so you can see it. And I have made it all these different times. Here's the one that shows what it looks like before you get it wet and after. Here's one I'm in the process of working on, and more that still need to be colored, and still more that are done, and still another one. And so I have been making peace. And there you have it, folks. That's the update from me, Zini Abraham, about Project Create Peace. We're going to need a little bit of help. We could use some donations coming in, because our bank account, with the creation of the booklets and the stencils and the purchase of all the watercolor pencils, which we are using all of these. I just wanted to make sure I got the best one, and I'm not going to tell you which those are just yet. We're running a little bit low. So if you could find it in your heart, and if you believe that this is a project we're supporting, we would love any amount of donation. But like I said, $25 more, this goes in an envelope for you, and you can share this with all your friends. Have a peace party. Get together and create peace with your friends. We would love to hear about it. Thank you.